First off, we will teach you all about the human being's normal conscious. This is the state of conscious where your mind's senses are at their normal levels.
Define normal.
Well, Shane, normal implies that everything that is going on inside of one's conscious is behaving as usual. This includes one's awareness, perception, self-control, and time orientation. Hey, Ralph. Think fast. See?
Your point being?
Ralph caught the ball on the fly as he was already focused on walking by us after I said think fast. That proves that while Ralph is currently in a normal state of consciousness, his perception is functioning as normal or usual and is unimpaired.
I see.
Now, had he been under the influence of any sort of substance that could affect his conscience, he probably would not have caught the ball, let alone hear me speak to him so quickly. Another characteristic of a normal state of consciousness is someone's emotional state.
Like if they're a psychopath?
Not quite. What I mean is a person's ability to react to their emotions in a normal or predictable way. Watch. Hey, Ralph.
Hey, Keith. How's it going?
I'm alright. I got some bad news.
What's up?
You got a 2 on the AP psychology exam.
Are you serious, dude? I studied so much for that. It sucks.
What, so Ralph should have studied longer?
No, what I'm trying to show you is that when Ralph was delivered the bad news, he reacted quite normally as anyone else would have, had they been in the same situation as Ralph was. For example, he didn't start laughing or joking about failing the exam, as someone who may have been under the influence of any sort of substance that could affect his conscience would have probably been if they were told the same news. This also clearly shows that currently Ralph is in a normal state of consciousness.
All these situations with a person who's in a normal state of conscious reacting makes me want to see what would happen if a person who is in an altered state of conscious would react.
Hey, Shane.
What?
Come here. Did you say altered states of consciousness? You know that hypnosis is an altered state of consciousness, but I'm not talking about the one that you see at fairs or festivals, but ones for more practical use.
But what could be more practical than making a grown man think he's an 8-year-old ballerina?
Well, there is one type of hypnotism called mesmerism that's been used as a medical procedure for years. It was founded by Franz Anton Mesmer, a physician that used hypnosis to prove his theory that humans have tidal forces acting on them from the forces of planets and the entire solar system.
But what does this have to do with hypnosis as a medical practice?
Well, one day, a patient came up to Mesmer with a terrible toothache, and he used a magnet to disrupt the gravitational tides and suck the illness right out of her. He thought it was science, but the people thought it was either fake or magic. Eventually, he realized the magnet actually had nothing to do with treating the illness, and it wasn't until after his time that people realized that he used suggestive hypnosis, or mesmerism.
You don't actually believe in that crap, do you?
Of course I do. There's been multiple accounts in the early 1800s of people using hypnosis as a sole pain relief in childbirth and major surgeries.
Are you saying that if I feel sick, I should put a magnet under my pillow and I'll wake up and be fine?
No, Shane. Let me tell you a story. One day, a French surgeon and physician, Jules Germain Cloquet, used mesmerism as a sole anesthesia in a 64-year-old woman with advanced cancer of the right breast. The 10 to 12 minute surgery involved 2 immense incisions to remove the tumor for dissection and ablation of the enlarged glands of the arm. During the surgery, they didn't need to restrain her, they only had to support her. She was calm and didn't react, even though they were cutting right through her chest to remove the tumors. The woman then remained hypnotized for 2 days and afterwards had no idea, no conception of what had passed. See, Shane, the facts are right there. What don't you believe?
Well, it doesn't matter because with today's technology, we got all kinds of painkillers and whatnot. We don't even need hypnosis.
As a matter of fact, another practical use of hypnosis that can be used today is a cure for insomnia. Insomnia is the inability to fall asleep or maintain a constant good night's rest.
I haven't been able to fall asleep lately.
See, hypnosis could be your friend.
Well, I can't go to a hypnotherapist every time I want to fall asleep, Ralph.
You don't need to. One of the best ways to use hypnotism to fall asleep is using self-hypnosis.
But how exactly do I self-hypnotize myself?
Well, remember the stages of sleep we learned back in Mrs. Flam's AP psychology class back in high school?
Ralph, that was a month ago. Of course I remember.
Well, if you mimic the second and third stages consciously, you can trick your own body into thinking it is going into a deep sleep, and then you'll actually fall asleep. Keith, can you believe that Shane doesn't believe in hypnotism?
Well, he has a point. There's a lot of modern drugs that do the same exact thing as hypnotism.
Did somebody say drugs? Hey kids, today I'm here to talk to you about a subject that's very close to my heart. Drugs. A drug is defined as a substance that alters the way the mind and body work. There are three main types of drugs: stimulants, depressants, and hallucinogens. A stimulant is a substance that speeds up body functions. Common stimulants include amphetamines, cocaine, Ritalin, and Adderall. Stimulants change the consciousness by heightening awareness of one's surroundings. This is illustrated by an interesting experiment done by Michael Ballard, David Gaio, and Harriet DeWitt. In the experiment, researchers had one group of subjects use an amphetamine while the other group used THC. They then gave the subjects a word memorization task and compared the results. The experiment showed that amphetamines increased the amount of words that were remembered compared to the other group, who remembered less words. I have recreated this experiment here with Keith and Ralph. Observe. Today I'm here with my two subjects, Ralph, who's on speed, and Keith, who smokes some weed. It rhymes. Alright, Ralph, can you tell me some of the words that you remembered from your word memorization task?
Box, fox, lock, socks.
Keith, how about you?
Box.
Type of drugs another is depressants.
Hey, that's not proper English.
Look at my face, Ralph. Does my face look like the face of somebody who cares? That's what I thought. Anyway, depressants include alcohol, tranquilizers, and marijuana. Alcohol is the most widely used of these, mostly because it's legal. Depressants alter the conscious by lowering one's social inhibitions and awareness of their surroundings. Let's go to the visual aid and observe the wonderful world of intoxication. It's band time!
How many of you people out there are ready for some rock and roll? Hit it! Cause I'm as free as a bird now. And the bird you cannot chase. Oh!
Don't try this at home, kids. The type of drug that alters the conscious in the most significant way is hallucinogens. Common hallucinogens include, but are not limited to, heroin, LSD, ecstasy, psilocybin mushrooms, PCP, and opium. Hallucinogens cause hallucinations.
No, really?
Nobody likes a wise guy. Under the use of hallucinogens, people often experience sensations and a lack of sensory input. Many hallucinogens cause a complete loss of awareness for one's surroundings. Users of hallucinogens often feel that they perceive more vivid colors and report seeing pictures move. There is also the matter of being able to hear color and to see sounds. Music often seems to have deep, profound meaning when using hallucinogens. In recent years, hallucinogens have actually been used to treat OCD symptoms. Patients take a small dose of shrooms each day, which has no effect because the tolerance tends to build quickly, and experience almost a complete alleviation of their OCD symptoms. For examples of hallucinogen use, visit your local hippie den, artist studio, or outdoor music festival. That's all the time we have for today, kids. I'll see you around, unless you do drugs. Hold on. I'm here with Officer Nelson and this super cool Dare Frisbee, and he said that I have to tell you that aside from making you act stupid, Drugs have all sorts of bad side effects that really mess your life up. Don't do drugs. Yeah.